Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am just painting a picture of a house that I found online. I think what I did was I used Google Earth and kind of picked out a house. And I tried to find some better images of it online using the address. And that is what I used to paint this painting as my reference. I am using Turner's Artist Gouache. This is the gouache that, it's regular gouache, so it activates with water. It's not the acrylic gouache. And I really do like these paints. When they dry, the finish is almost like touching velvet. It's really nice. For the sky, I used sky blue with a lot of white. For the white gouache, I am actually using Graham. I ran out of my Holbein white and I ended up picking up Graham just to see how I liked it. And I like this as well too. It kind of has the same type of finish. I believe I got this one because it was just what was available to me at the time. But I do want to pick up some more colors of the Graham gouache just to play around with them a bit more. With this painting of this house, I'm honestly trying to be very loose with it. It doesn't look like it, but that was kind of one of my goals with this painting. I do paint a lot of house portraits. I don't do it so much anymore, but in the past I've painted a lot of house portraits, and I tend to be very precise and detailed and kind of technical with them. And it's been really hard for me to get out of that thought process of having it be perfect and super technical. So here I just tried to make like a huge effort to be looser, and I'm not sure I actually achieved that. Maybe with the trees, I was being more loose. Another goal of mine this year is to paint more palm trees. I'm just really fascinated by palm trees in general, and I'm just trying to figure out my style or how I would go about painting them. And I live in an area that does not have palm trees at all, so it's kind of why I'm like a little bit intrigued by them, because they're not something I see every day, and I just love the movement that palm trees just naturally have in them. So I'm working really hard here on being loose and trying to make a flow with the leaves. And I don't know if I really achieved that, but I think a lot of this has to do with where I hold my brush. I'm trying to start holding it further back so that I naturally am just looser with my strokes. And even here, I think I'm being a little too close to the tip of the brush, because I think that will help me create the look I'm wanting, because right now I'm still not really getting the look that I'm envisioning in my head. But I just need to practice more and spend more time, I think, drawing and painting palm trees, just so I can get that movement and energy and flow that they have. But I did really enjoy painting these palm trees. One thing I like about gouache is that you can layer light on top of dark. So if you make a mistake, it's pretty easy to fix, or if you want to make something stand out, you can always paint over it. It's a little bit more difficult with traditional gouache because if you use too much water, it will reactivate your layers below. And sometimes I like doing that just to get like a better blend. But with watercolors, I'm constantly thinking about the layering, because you always go from light to dark. You can't really do the reverse unless you're adding white to that watercolor, and then you're essentially just making gouache. So it's just, for me, a different way of thinking. And that's probably something I do need to work on more, is just thinking. Sometimes I just zone out and I'm just not thinking about anything and I'm just painting, and then after the fact I'm like, oh, I should have done it this way rather than the way that I did do it. Just because I'm not thinking long term, I'm just like kind of thinking in the moment. And this painting was very much like a trial and error of different things for me, like trying different things and seeing how it worked out. So here I'm really trying to figure out how to layer the leaves of the palm tree to get that look that I want. And another thing I've noticed that I do, I use way too much water. And I like the effect of a dry brush. I like just the strokes that it creates. I think it's an easy way to add like a lot of movement. So that's something I'm kind of working on for the kind of the last layer of my paintings, just to give that movement and character of the brush. But in the end, I do actually like how my palm trees kind of turned out. It at least is my best attempt thus far, so I'm happy about that. I think one thing that I do need to work on is changing my values of things in the background so that they're pushed back a little bit more. I think the trees in the background, like the bushes and kind of like the blobs of green, are just a little too green. And if I toned them down a little bit more, I think the effect would have been better than what I have here, because they would have really been pushed back, like adding, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe like a red or a purple, or like more blue but lighter too, so it's really pushed back into the background. And I tend to not think about that when I'm doing it. Like when I was painting those, I was just thinking trees are green, and I have to start thinking about trees are green, but it's also further away, so the color should be not as saturated, essentially. So that's kind of the things I'm working on. And then with the actual house, I feel like for me, this is pretty loose. My lines aren't perfectly straight. So that I think is an improvement in my not being so technical. And now I'm just trying to go in and push back the background with those darker colors of green. Trying to add in more grassy bits and such. I think I'm gonna start doing more of these in the future. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun painting these, and I'm just kind of excited to see how I can improve on these going forward. And that is my finished painting and all of my supplies I used. For my sketchbook, I am using a Stillman & Burns sketchbook. It's toned tan, and this is the first painting that I painted in it. So, thanks for watching. Bye!